All the way from Jacksonville, Florida this morning is author Paul Samra, and he's here this morning to promote his newly published book entitled Dating is Like Playing Poker. And isn't that the truth?
Yes. In relationships, you have to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Exactly.
You know, just like the subtitle suggests.
Well,
so,
thank you for being here this morning with us.
Yeah.
So the book is called Dating is Like Playing Poker. So explain why you came up with that title. And
you know, I've watched a lot of poker movies, and I was dating for a while before I got married, and I somehow connected the dots between dating and poker. I don't remember exactly how, but I'll explain as we go along why it makes sense.
So we're not actually going to play poker. Does somebody have to be familiar with how to play poker in the game in order to understand this book?
Not at all. I made it so simple. I have pictures and illustrations, and you know, everyone starts out with a pair of twos, and then if the next date is good, you go to a pair of threes. The next date is good, you go to a pair of fours. And then the goal is to go to a royal flush.
Okay.
Now, that takes about 30 to 35 dates. And then along the way, you're going to come across red flags, and then you cannot advance your hand.
I love all of your props you brought with us this morning. Okay, so is this book meant for singles, and can, I know it's primarily targeted towards females, but could men benefit from this book as well?
Absolutely. It's got an obvious appeal to men. Not so much obvious to women, but I wrote most of the book for women because they're on the receiving end of being pursued and courted. And so a lot of times women get in relationships and they become emotionally invested in that relationship, and then they come across red flags and they just don't know what to do. And so this gives you an objective way to measure the status of the relationship. This is really just a measuring stick for where you are in the relationship.
Gotcha. So how does your book help women to date smarter?
Well, you know, the thing about it is when you're in a relationship and you're emotionally invested with somebody and you come across red flags, a lot of times in my own dating experience prior to meeting my now wife and in my own research, I found that a lot of people go ahead and get married even though there's red flags. And what it is women have this fixer-upper, I call it the Home Depot fixer-upper gene. They think they can mold and change a man, and men don't like to be changed or molded after they get married, so that's one area where women underestimate men.
Okay, and so how does your book help people to find their soulmate?
Well, it helped me find mine. I mean, you know, I got to a royal flush with my now wife, and prior to that, in dating, I don't think I got past two of a kind. So, you know, with my wife, I'm all in for my wife.
I love that.
And, you know, that's the name of the game, is to get to the point where you feel all in for your partner.
Okay, and so let's talk real briefly, if we could. If somebody's interested and they want to purchase your book, how much is it, and how can somebody buy a copy?
Right, it's on Amazon, and it's $2.99 for the Kindle ebook version and $9.95 for the paperback.
Okay, anything else you want to mention before we go this morning?
No, I just think that it's a great tool to help reduce the divorce rate, because I think a lot of people are getting married in spite of the red flags. And the divorce statistics are staggering. I could go into that, but anyway, I think it's a great tool, a measuring stick for where you are in the relationship. Well,
thank you so much for driving, 4-hour drive to be with us this morning. Thank you so much. We're honored to have you this morning. And as always, if you'd like more details, we're going to put his contact information on our website and how you can purchase the book at dothanfirst.com. And we're back with more of your local news headlines after the break, so stick around.